To begin abruptly, I was pottering down a spiral garden staircase on a old Theban Jund, firmly gripping a peculiar small teacup, careful as not to spill the damn thing, being as it was brimming with potent argan smoth medicine. Anyway, so I slowly descended onto the bottom from atop the bower, a hand ever holding the railing of my staircase, the other clinging to the teacup. All the while I wound down and around the mother tree. Once foot held firm by earth unyielding, I travailed in my ailing health across the bumpy root-ridden dirt compact, crunching crisp brown leaves under heel. I was in what the great-grandmother used to call deep garden, dark and old, yet splashed with resplendent colour. The high ones of Scarron call it Clonder's Din after some great battle with the original keepers, who used to call it the Windy Woes, on account of the stentorian scream from the trees that soar through your inner soul and being. The quaint folk who dwell here now simply call it the Dirgewood. Yet since I was brought hence a boy baby mothered into covens with my father's sisters, sons and aunties, a coalescence with the Windy Woes has actuated in my heart to such a clamorous enarmament that to be parted from the deep garden would suffuse my soul and rend my being unto oblivion. Onward I pottered, slow slippered feet creeping over crunching leaves, ever edging towards the fairy ring upon the bounds of the trees. Spry the younglings used to call me, yet on this eve of June I conceded to weariness as the entropy of famished time came over me. Nevertheless, I had important business on the borders of the bounds that required a keeper of forest law present, peers to sit in judgment, as it were. A great foul mischief had been done in the Muckdale glades, an inappropriate putting of skins on wooden figures imbued with ill-gotten animus to bring forth shamblings, or so that was what the crime told. Those standing in judgment were 3 millipede witches of the dampwood pines easterly, Shelpida, Milmalia, Kroga. Fast steps into the deep garden, dense pines gave way to a clearing within which was a fairy ring, whereupon many stood encircling there the accused ones. I took my place among the many aspect of the Windy Rose forest. A fleshy sack riddled with bees wriggled forth, bellowing the words to initiate the trials proceeding from a gaping wounded orifice.
Upon the bold and cut, shall we be in representation of utmost standing? Those who are of the forest grottos, let begin in judgment their runs and circle for crimes to be proven or otherwise.
A din of rabble followed, cut abruptly by the screeching whinny of horse mummy ghost teeth. I stepped forward. Shelpida, Milmelia and Kroga, you will be here under our judging eyes an accusation of shamblagnatory in the Muckdale glades. It is said to be of ye thieving skins to stitch on tree limbs fashioned into man's, and worse still, pilfering the animus of critters great and small. Such sins unto the boreal would have done ye if true. What words from your mouth in defence have you brought? Milmalia hobbled forth.
Make 'em shambles from the skins and lives we did, yes we do not deny. But while we make it them, they do not ask, in all wisdom failing the land of the Windy Woes. For knowing the deep Daymares waking, you see the shape of all is changing, as do we. Lament the past, yes, gripping with feeble child fingers all are. Yet war is now the sport we must make for, in defense of home and kin against the kind of human.
I awoke screaming in my bed, dripping wet with salt and piss. The wind whizzed rain and hail like little crystal baubles, as if wretched goblin children were pelting precious gems at my windows. Pouring at my bedside table, I found my candle and matches. What had been that dream, I wonder? My elective fever brought on by the good Dr. Bagshaw had been bringing queer portents in the nights as of late, as was the intention of the research, coupling an intake of dimethyltryptamine and self-induced tuberculosis to trespass perception was proving to be an effective method. I must record this fever dream at once.